match tonight, and then questions from there, please.
Opening remark, it wasn't easy. There's a lot of, I want to get my mind as solid as possible. Brain was kind of racing out on the mat. Took some toughness out of me to really got that one out. He's a tough opponent. He's funky, everything I expected, almost exactly what I expected. And you guys were talking about who's going down, who are you going to choose down, this or that. Who had more riding time in that match? That's all I got to say.
Cory, so many injuries, so much adversity through this year, and you battled through it. I don't think getting taken down first is how you had that one drawn up, but to be able to come from behind, win that match with a ride out, what's it mean to you to finish off the senior year like this after being runner-up a couple times, finally getting it done for the University of Iowa and tossing Coach Brands? What's it feel like to you, and did you think it was ever going to get done?
Did I think it was ever going to get done? I thought if it wouldn't have got done, it would have been a disaster, because that was my goal as a senior in high school. I always set high goals. I always set, 4-time NCAA champ was my goal. I didn't really tell anybody that, but that was my goal. And each year that I didn't accomplish that, it hurt me inside. So to get it done this year is incredible. It means a lot. And some of these questions you guys are asking, I'm straight off the mat, so my answers are kind of maybe not where they would be if my head was straight. Got a lot of emotions running through me, but I don't know, man. It's incredible to finally get this done. I've had two years in a row where I spent weeks in my basement just pouting, just being a baby, just not in a good spot and not doing the right things. And today I can look forward and know in 2 weeks I won't be in my basement with my headphones turned all the way up and crying 2 weeks out of the 2 weeks from now. So it's a good thing.
Hey, Cory, can you talk a little bit about that decisive takedown there in the third period and what you were able to do to score?
I saw my shots were there, but I wasn't gonna, with my shoulder being dinged up, I got to be crisp, I got to be sharp. I can't be diving and hoping to get a leg. That's why maybe I haven't taken as many shots this year, but the shots that I take, I usually score. And people go, oh, you took 5 shots, you scored 5 times. Well, they're 5 calculated shots because they have to be. It's not, most guys, my whole life I've wrestled, shoot 10 times, score 3. That's fun to wrestle like that. My shoulder, I take a bad shot, a guy sprawls on me, it blows out a socket, I'm injury time, the guy gets choice, or I can't finish the match. So just one of those shots, I saw it was there a couple times in the match, and I finally, late in the match, I had to go to it. I went to it, and right when I got in on the leg, Terry said, you've been here your whole life, you're good. And it made a lot of sense to me, because how many times have I came out the back on somebody and been right there, pretty good there. I finished. And then I thought he was going to be, not taking anything away from him. It was a freaking one of the toughest matches I've wrestled all tournament, but it was an easier ride than I expected, let's just say that. So I know he was feeling it.
Cory, yesterday you said you'd tell us exactly what your injury was once this was over. Can you give us an explanation of how bad your shoulder was, what the injury is, what your plans are, what your considerations were during the season?
I hate talking about this stuff. I don't like being, want people feeling sorry for me or this be some sort of Cinderella story or anything. It's not credible what I did. I just did what I do. This is just what I'm about. But, beginning of the year, I hurt my wrist and tore ligaments in my wrist. And, the only way to fix a torn ligament is surgery. So all year I've had a torn wrist, and 2 weeks later, I took a bad shot, shoulder blew out a socket. That's not an easy injury to deal with. You're in the room every day of the week. What am I going to do with that? So it's definitely a time where I didn't tell anybody this, but in my head I was thinking real bad thoughts. I was thinking, how the heck am I going to wrestle again? I couldn't lift my arm 2 inches, let alone reach out and take a shot. How the hell am I ever going to get back on that? I thought my season was over. Tom Tom talked me out of that thought process. I worked real hard at it. Rehab every day, 3 times a day, icing. 2 weeks not seeing the mat once. That stuff 3 times a day, every day. On the Airdyne bike, going until I was freaking couldn't walk. I finally can get back on the mat. A couple weeks later, boom, blows out again. Right back where I was. Same exact spot. How am I going to wrestle this again? What if this happens during a match? I'm going to be done. What if this happens at NCAAs, at Big Tens? I'm not going to be able to go. I'm not going to be able to wrestle, You know how competitors think. Just, you have a million thoughts running through your head. And I'm not going to sit here and dwell on it, but you guys understand the significance of that and how that feels to be someone who's had a dream of being a national champ their whole life and maybe have it thrown out the window is how I felt at the time. But, looking back at it, maybe that's why I won tonight, because I really had to suck it up and I really had to make sure to become a better wrestler because of the injuries I had.